Transcription number 499. Get ready to write. Start. The demands of science are very great indeed, and we should not grudge making the requisite allocations for scientific research. I think Mr. Himayu Kabir was quite right when, at the conference of scientists and educationists, he suggested that at least 1% of the national income should be allocated for scientific research and so on. I think it is not a very big demand. At present, we spend only rupees 40 crores, and that is not by any account an adequate sum which is needed in order even to implement what has been spelled out in the Scientific Policy Resolution of 1958. What is the use of passing a resolution and declaring from the top of the house to the world and at the same time not making adequate financial allocations in order to carry out the task set out in that resolution? Therefore, the blame in this matter largely lies with the government and the cabinet. The cabinet, I do not know, has very many committees under it, but it should pay a little more attention to scientific research, and I think everything should be done in order to meet their financial requirements. The finance minister of the country should be asked to find money for scientific research, because here, if you spend money, you extend your exploration of the uncharted resources of our country that will lead to an increase in production. Also, in various other scientific fields, the scientific urge for work will lead to increase in national wealth. Therefore, whatever we may spend today out of our financial resources or even by deficit financing, if you like, that will be more than reward by the rapid strides that we would be making a few years after as a result of scientific investigations, discoveries, and so on. That is very important. We should have a far-sighted view in this matter, and we must try to see beyond our nose. As far as the finance minister is concerned, when it comes to science, he certainly does not see beyond his nose, and that is the trouble with him. Will the honorable minister in charge of scientific affairs kindly pull up his colleague in the cabinet meetings and tell him as to how we should pay a little more attention to the problems and requirements of science in the progress of India. We have today for example, 25,000 persons engaged in scientific work, this is not adequate at all for a vast country like this and a developing country like this. We want to develop apace, therefore, that number is far too inadequate in proportion to the size of the country. The number of science graduates and technical graduates again is not very large. Therefore, these figures can be gone into. I do not wish to take your time by giving these figures, but I think any scientist will tell you that in this matter we have been rather deficient and we are not aware that in order to go ahead in bigger strides, we must put on the field a larger number of scientific workers, and how can it be done unless the entire system is properly organized and the resources are found. Additional funds are therefore particularly essential to put into commission a larger number of scientific workers for carrying out the task even as they have been set out in the scientific policy resolution. Here then comes the question of utilization of funds in the most economic manner. I regret to say from a layman's study of some of the things that the funds are not being properly utilized. I am not blaming the scientists in this connection. It is the job of the administrators to see that funds are properly utilized, and for one thing, they should be based on definite projects within the framework of the national program. There should not be any desultory flow in this or that direction. It should be given a purpose and based on a certain project apart from other things. Therefore, research work has got to be project oriented in a developing economy such as we have. As I said, the question of coordination is very important and compartmentalization must go. Not that there should not be branches, but there should not be what we understand as compartmentalization. A scientific policy commission should be appointed. I am not in favor of having a minister. In this connection, I must mention about our great private sector. There are some gentlemen of the private sector sitting on this side of the house and that side of the house. We are mixed parliamentarians just as we are a mixed economy outside. Mr. Chairman, the private sector is suffering from a class base in the matter of science. That is what I say. They direct the scientific research and activity within their sphere from a narrow gauge of interest and from a narrow motive. I am not advocating a class war in this house. Stop.